Welcome to a demo of the best innovation in financial technology. You will see how Trendrating is based on an extremely robust momentum model and how it supports a variety of key activities related to portfolio and fund management. I will start with security analysis, which is designed to analyze individual securities according to our momentum system. We rate momentum according to a very simple set of grades: A, B, C, and D. A is a strong bull market, B is the start of a bull trend, C is the start of a bear trend, and D is a strong bear trend. As an example, look at Apple. Apple is a solid A with a strong uptrend. The A rating was issued back in August 2013, and since then the stock has moved up 63%. In the chart, we see that before the A rating, we issued a B, and also a couple of weeks before in 2013. The model has been quite effective at identifying the trend very early, but most importantly in maintaining the positive reading of the trend, even during phases of high volatility, fast retracements, and fast breakouts. If you scroll below, you will see historically how the model works. The green line indicates when a positive A or B rating was issued, and you can see the model has been effective in capturing the bulk of the big uptrend, maintaining the positive rating despite fluctuations and market noise. On the downside, you will see the orange and red lines giving the C and D rated bear phases. The most obvious way to use Trendrating is in analyzing individual portfolios. For example, I will take this large cap US portfolio. We see here that about 36% of my US large cap portfolio is actually going down, putting a significant drag on the performance of my portfolio. In order to eliminate this drag and increase the performance, we need to optimize it using the Trendrating momentum model. To do so, I need to start in the index builder. Here, I select a basket of securities, and I want to test a momentum strategy against the benchmark. I start with the components of the S&P 100, for example. The idea here is that I want to test the momentum strategy that I hold only A-rated stocks at any point in time. In doing so, I am keeping only the winners in my portfolio and getting rid of the losers. I'm happy to have, say, as many as 30 stocks in my portfolio. And I then decide to reshuffle the portfolio once a month. And finally, I select the benchmark. Trendrating will now test the results of the strategy across 8 years, month by month, and we will see how Trendrating performs against the benchmark. The results show the cumulative difference, the Trendrating results, the benchmark, and the differential across 8 years, which we see is over 95%. On an annual basis, it's over 7%. There are other measures of risk as well. You can then look at the chart where the green line is the Trendrating strategy and the blue is the index itself. The model has been pretty effective in managing the downtrend in 2008. It is also possible to check data year by year, the contribution in terms of the added value of Trendrating compared to the benchmark. Here, the average, as we said, was over 7%, and we can check this on a monthly basis. You can now fine-tune your strategy until you have one that you're happy with. What I do now is I save this as my preferred momentum US portfolio. What I will now do is use this to improve the structure of my actual portfolio. In order to do so, I go to the Portfolio Analysis tab and I upload my actual current real US portfolio. I then move to the optimization and I choose the strategy that I just built a few moments ago, which is my preferred momentum US portfolio, and the work is done for me. If I move toward the strategy, the benefit I'm going to have is I'm moving the overall momentum rating of my portfolio from B to a solid A, which is exactly in line with the benchmark that I'm supposed to beat, the S&P 100 itself. I now have a list of candidates to buy and a list of candidates to sell. I can export these to Excel, send them to my colleagues, or simply execute the strategy. Another task that the system supports is screening. Let's assume I'm a fund manager investing in Western Europe, focusing on only large and mid-cap stocks, and if I'm looking for strong stocks, I'm going to select only those that have an A rating. What we get is a list of stocks in Europe that received an A rating according to Trendrating in the past. If we look at the graphs, we see that some of them are quite old, with spectacular performance, and others are more recent. I can now save this list as my basket of good ideas and use it later on for additional analysis from a fundamental standpoint or for any activity that I'm interested in performing at this stage. This is the bottom-up approach to screening. Quick View is the top-down screening functionality. Here, it is possible to have a view of momentum strength across countries and sectors in just a few seconds. For example, today, India is great. It has a solid uptrend across all sectors that we follow. On the other hand, Brazil is a disaster where you see all the orange and red. This is an easy way to identify ways to switch portfolios and identify areas of interest depending on your strategy and needs. The last feature is alerts. Here, it is possible to see any change in the momentum ratings across portfolios, baskets, and the whole investment universe that we track. Upgrades is where we have a stock or sector moving from negative momentum to positive. Downgrades is the opposite. If we take a look at upgrades across the globe today, for example, we have 45 stocks that received an upgrade. This gives one fresh ideas to consider. The asset classes we track are stocks, sectors, ETFs, including commodities and real estate ETFs, indices, and currencies. For any additional information, please refer to the Help tab where you can find a full explanation of how best to use the full Index Builder functionality and more information about our indicators that estimate the upside potential during bull phases. Thank you for your attention.